This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
I need to get everyone's opinion on this story that's gone viral. Do you believe that it's true, or does it sound made up? A woman makes this Facebook status 24 hours ago, okay? It says, first of all, it starts off with 3 angry face emojis.
She's fired up.
She's not happy. This evening around 5:30, I called my husband and asked him if he would bring home a pizza on his way home from work. He went to Little Caesars around 6:30. He ordered, paid, and they told him it would be about 20 minutes. No big deal. After waiting nearly 2 hours for our food and watching everyone else get theirs and being ignored, he received our pizzas to find this on the inside. And there's a photo. And on the inside of the box, it says, F the police.
Oh, and he was a police officer.
Yeah.
Or is, yeah.
So she writes, whoever did this, you should be ashamed of yourself. I don't care how you feel about law enforcement. This is absolutely not the way to voice your opinion and get change. You are part of the problem. My husband works hard to provide for our family and our community and should be able to pick his wife and kids up a pizza after work and not have to worry about it being messed with. You're a terrible human being.
She does make a valid point.
She does.
That's not very fair.
But let's break this down. We are investigators, okay? Mm-hmm. We're looking into this crime that's been committed. The last time I went to a Little Caesars, I wasn't even done saying my order and they threw the pizza at me. So when you say that the employee is saying that'll be 20 minutes,
yeah,
that sounds like a lie.
Well, it depends if you get one of the hot and readies or if you actually get one ordered.
Valid. And also in this story, she does say pizzas. There's multiple pizzas, okay? So you're right. 2 hours?
Yeah, after I order, I gotta think about an hour is my max before I start making a bit of a stink. Like even 45 minutes being like, is there any update on that food?
Somebody retweeted this story and titled it, if your husband waited 2 hours for Little Caesars, I think you have bigger things going on.
Yeah, like he didn't want to get home, maybe.
It seems like a lot of people already are texting into our show saying, dude's cheating on his wife.
Oh.
He was gone for 2 hours. But you know what sucks? Is he probably, if he did write that on the inside of this box himself, was not expecting this to go viral, was not expecting his wife to post on social media. So his side piece is probably making fun of him, being like, sweet made up story.
Yeah, this text, nobody would ever wait 2 hours for that.
Exactly.
What if he got there, ordered the pizza, it came out really quick, and he's like, I still got a few texts to check here, or you know what I mean, I still got some work to do on my phone, a couple things. Maybe I'll just pile a slice of this pie into me, and then I'll go.
And that took 2 hours?
And then all of a sudden you have a second slice, and you have a third slice, and you're like, oh no, like I've eaten so much now, there's not enough for my family. So you have to reorder, but you're embarrassed about how much you ate.
I don't know if I'd ever be embarrassed for getting a full Little Caesars pizza in me. I feel like they're all
before you went
personal,
home, though?
They're personal pizzas.
Like maybe his wife's got him on like a fitness plan. You know, his doctor's got him counting calories or checking his heart rate.
Why would she call him to pick up these pizzas if she knows that?
Well, because
she do it?
She could monitor that he was just going to eat 2 pieces when he got home, but instead he went ham.
Also,
and pepperoni.
Little Caesars is on Skip the Dishes. So figure that out. Okay, so I think we've all figured this out, right?
That we think
there's something else going on here. But on the topic of Little Caesars, am I alone? I also don't believe this story to be true because nobody ever actually brings home Little Caesars pizza and like lays it out on the table. You eat that alone in your car in a parking lot in the dark and you don't tell anyone. You get rid of that evidence.
See? That's what happened with the first one.
You think so?
That's my prediction.
He also got crazy bread, too. Extra sauce.
So what do you think? Did Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine?
All I know is I'm living for this behind-the-scenes drama. I don't even care if it's fabricated. It seems way more interesting than the movie itself. After it was first premiered at this festival over the weekend, it only has a 39% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
What's it called? Call Me...
Don't Worry, Darling.
Don't Worry, Darling. Remember when you were like, it's going to win the Oscar?
I was like, Harry Styles is going to win an
Best
Oscar.
actor.
But people are already making fun of his acting performance in it.
Well, even he isn't real keen on his acting performance. This is him speaking of that.
What I like about acting is I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's quite fun.
It's quite fun because I have no idea what I'm doing. Can't wait to go see that.
Mm-hmm. So all the drama behind the scenes is people started noticing that Florence Pugh, who is the lead in this movie, was not promoting it at all. Yet she was promoting all of her other projects on social media. So people were speculating, oh, she doesn't get along with Olivia Wilde.
And it's rumored, I don't know if this is true, that she's good friends with Jason Sudeikis, who Olivia left for Harry Styles, who was in the movie.
Here's the thing. Harry Styles was not originally cast in this movie. It was supposed to be Shia LaBeouf.
Right.
And he was either fired or quit. Olivia Wilde stated he was fired off set, and that's why she hired Harry Styles. But then Shia made a statement saying, no, I left the set because you suck, basically. And then a video was leaked of Olivia Wilde trying to beg him to come back to set. And it's her like filming herself driving and talking to Shia and calling Florence Pugh Miss Flo in a condescending way. Like, Miss Flo has some work to do. I know she's difficult on set.
Oh, dang.
I do genuinely think that Florence and Olivia hate each other. Because even after they premiered the movie, Florence didn't even show up to the press conference. She went straight home.
Really?
And she looked super unbothered in all of her social media posts. She's only giving love to her stylists. Yeah, it's pretty intense and super awkward at this festival between Olivia and Harry. They're not standing beside each other.
But and it does look like Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine.
Yeah,
but
so they're sitting beside each other, and when Harry goes to sit down, it looks like he spits on Chris Pine's lap, and Chris Pine like pauses, looks down, laughs to himself. So some are saying, yes, he spit on him, especially from different camera angles. But then others are saying, now Chris Pine is just like high or something.
He looks pretty high in the video. And he sets his sunglasses down and they kind of slip back farther. You know, like when you set something on your chair and it slides right down your crotch. So some are saying he went to look for his sunglasses, but because he was so high, they were gone.
But then he found them.
And then he found them and then he smirked at how high he was, which is what I think is the believable story. Or
I feel like he was doing a dramatic pause and then clapping for Harry Styles. Like, I don't know. It's weird. And the video footage is circulating everywhere. Somebody recreated it and said, oh my God, Harry Styles threw a goat on Chris Pine. And it's got 11 million views. And someone CGI'd a goat into the video. And it's really funny. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Hashtag SpitGate. Do you think that he spit on him? We're getting some texts into 780-784-7107 saying absolutely. Another person wrote in saying, I'm saying yes, but simply just for the drama.
Well, okay, I have a suggestion. Is there a chance that like they're actually good buddies? And he's like, I'll bet you $20 you won't spit on me in public during this.
Okay, but Harry Styles
conference.
doesn't laugh after. He doesn't even look at Chris Pine after.
And by the sounds of it, he's not a great actor, so he probably would laugh.
Okay, Caitlin says nope in all caps on the text line. Veronica says he just coughed, you guys. Sammy says maybe unintentionally, but definitely yes. I don't know, but this is way more exciting than the movie itself.
Richard says, who really cares? So
this is a story about Harry Styles, Richard. Everybody cares.
Play 107, Ryder and Lisa. Time for the top 7 at 7. It is the top 7 Nickelback songs, according to Lisa. But I was able to at least sneak in one pick, which she thankfully graced me 7th place with.
Yeah, I guess it can be on this list.
It's an amazing song with an amazing story behind it.
Okay, what's the story behind it?
Well, he was very good friends with Pantera's lead guitarist, Dimebag Darrell, who was shot on stage while performing, shot and killed. And so the song is about how his brother survived the attack.
Whoa. Why are you guilt tripping me?
Right? Well, it's because you got so judgy about me wanting to contribute a song to the top 7.
Fine. This has made the 7th place.
Oh, that's a jam.
Okay, in 6th place, I have to go with Burn It to the Ground. I have it here on my computer, but we got to stop it before it swears, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Who else loves this song? Are you kidding me? That drop? So good.
All right.
Oh, well, it's midnight, damn right. Come on.
Well, that's the part of the song you should have had ready.
Sorry. In 5th place, gotta go with the classic, Far Away.
Do you dance like that?
Dreaming.
Do you dance like that, like at a Nickelback concert or like...
So I went to the Fort Mac concert.
Yeah,
at
the
Commonwealth,
fundraiser?
and I was definitely dancing like how I-
Elaine Bennis, that's what you're dancing like?
Okay, that's rude.
You're going to hurt your neck.
Also, she's a saint. I'm not even going to let that offend me. In 4th place, Savin' Me. Here we go. Get into it. Ready?
It's new Nickelback Day, so Lisa's counting down her top 7 favorite Nickelback songs of all time.
I think Chad and I made eye contact when they were singing that one.
Congrats.
Thanks. In 3rd place on this list, a lot of people on the text line are contributing. They think that Too Bad needs to be in the top 7, and I completely agree.
You're out of breath from drumming in here. I've never seen you like this before.
I love Nickelback, and anybody who's like, Nickelback sucks, they've just been influenced from one person who got a hold of a blog back in like 2002 that had a personal vendetta against Chad Kroeger or something, and it took off from there. In 2nd place, this one always makes me cry. It's Photograph.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
Remember that meme that went viral and it was just him holding up the photograph, but they edited it to just say, look at this graph. And it's like some sort
Yeah, I
of,
posted
like,
that and a bunch of people thought I made it. So like I had news networks in the States asking to talk to me because it got like 35 million views or something on my Facebook page.
Oh, it's so good. And I think we have to go with probably their most popular song at number 1.
Yeah, well, their first major hit.
This is how you remind me of what I really am. This is how you remind me of what I really am. It's not like you say sorry. I was waiting on a different story.
So you're a little rattled with my daughter's one major job after she gets home from school.
Yeah, we were talking about like lunch kits. And I was like, your rule now in grade 6, you have to empty your lunch kit when you get home from school. And I just have a feeling we're going to have to remind her every day. And that's fine. She ended up cleaning it out, but it was all soapy. I'm like, come on. Then you started giving me crap, being like, oh, like you cleaned your lunch kit when you were in grade 6. And I was like, well, actually,
You didn't.
we didn't have Tupperware.
Exactly. So you'd throw out your Ziploc bag that was inside a paper bag.
That still had half the sandwich in it
Yeah.
that I made that morning that only had butter on it.
But walking
So,
around like it's part of the grade 6 education plan.
yeah, it's part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
You got to clean out your lunch kit.
Apparently.
I laughed so hard at that video that went viral of the person that said that they take their apple out for its daily its daily walk,
It's
and then it
daily hangout before it goes
daily-
back in.
And then it just goes back into the fridge every single night. I'll never forget elementary, grade 6 specifically. Like, you're told you got to bring a piece of fruit with you to school.
Yeah.
And it was always an apple, and it always ended up at the bottom of my backpack, and it just stayed there.
The amount of wasted food. Like, I had to have a chat with my kid yesterday, too. She packs her own lunch at her mom's. And I was like,
That's awesome.
Why are you packing so much? Like, you're obviously, I've never seen you come home with an empty lunch kit.
That would be the day.
That should be the goal, is every day you just pack enough for what you need.
It's like it comes home and it's just the Dunkaroos that's empty.
Yeah, there's a bunch of warm blueberries that she never eats that have gone bad. There's cucumbers that have gone bad. Like, just get it together.
I think all kids are the same. If you're a parent and you're listening right now, or the kids are in the car, you're all nodding your head like, yep, that sounds about right.
And I think if you have the same parent that's involved in packing and unpacking on a regular basis, that they can monitor and help make sure. But like, I wonder if her mom thinks
that she eats all the blueberries, because do you throw them out when... You guys throw them out when she's cleaning out her lunch kit?
Usually. Like, if they look like they're still good, I'll throw them in the fridge.
You gotta make like weekly reports.
Yeah, I gotta check in and like
Less
just
blueberries.
send a picture every day of like, hey, didn't finish all of this again.
Anyway, happy lunch packing again. I know that that's on the list of the top things parents hate to do when it's back to school season. Listen, you're putting in that effort now, but come October 31st through to November, it's just going to be Halloween candy. Everyone's going to give up, so you might as well just give up now.
5 simple words, $1,000. It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay.
We are joined by caller 7, Tracy. Are you ready to roll?
Yes, I am.
All right, you need to pick your teammate. We will then send them out. We're going to give you 5 words. You hit us with whichever word you think of for each. And then we'll invite your teammate back. For every one that matches, you get $25. If you guys line up on all 5, it's $1,000. So it's either going to be Lisa or myself. That's your teammate.
I'd like to go with you, Ryder.
All right.
Bye.
I'm a Audi.
Okay. Just going to wait for him to completely leave the room. All right, Tracy. What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say squeeze?
Lemons,
Flash.
light,
Poker.
face,
Stretch.
elastic,
And the last word, Tracy, what's the first word that comes to your mind when I say basket?
fruit.
Love it. Okay, Ryder, come on in. He's looking at me through the window. Tracy did really good. How are you feeling, Ryder?
Well,
Are you feeling in tune with Tracy?
I'd love to give away $1,000
Me
already.
too. Okay, what's the first word that comes to your mind, Ryder, when I say squeeze?
Lemon?
That's correct.
Yes.
She said lemons, but I feel like we got to give that one, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Flash. Ryder.
Well, Flash. Camera?
No. Light. I felt like that one was easy, but also you could have gone either way.
I was going to go with junk, but
That's horrible. But it's kind of funny that is the first thing that you think of. Okay, so we're not winning $1,000 today, but we could win up to $100.
Yep.
Ryder, what's the first word that comes to your mind when I say poker?
cards?
Face. Stretch.
Yoga?
Come on, elastic. Okay, listen, Tracy's got $25. Let's at least make it 50. Basket.
Ball.
Fruit. Sorry, Tracy. Hey, you still got $25. That can pay for like half of a lunch, right? These days?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you for playing. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, have a
Take
great day.
care, Trace.
Okay, your next chance to win $1,000 is same time tomorrow, 7:50 a.m. Be listening for that cue to call.
Maybe are we just a little out of sync because we
We're-
haven't played in a while?
We're a bit rusty, I will say.
Yeah. You're listening for the Play 107 Party Plane, and caller 7 is qualified. It's going to play at sometime between 8:30 and 9.
Every weekday morning.
Caller 7's qualified to win a trip to join Lisa and myself in Vegas for 107 hours of partying. We got a text saying you guys just said accommodations are covered, but which ones specifically? Because I stayed in a really greasy hotel room in Vegas, and I found a dirty diaper in between the mattresses. We knew it stunk for about 12 hours, but couldn't figure out what was wrong until we pulled back the mattress.
Imagine having to sniff that out and then trying to figure out how long it's been in
I
there.
don't think I'd last 12 hours. I think I'd last about half an hour and then go downstairs and be like, there's something wrong with my room.
Yeah.
Not even, like in and out.
I would milk that for everything too. I'd be like, I want free everything.
I wanted free those really tall drinks
Yeah.
on the street. But yeah, no, sometimes you can get into greasy stuff with hotel rooms.
Everybody has a hotel horror story or a hotel mishap story, and I feel like we should share our stories.
Sure.
780-784-7107. What is your hotel horror story?
I booked for my entire slow pitch team to stay in an Edson hotel, and I couldn't believe the price.
Was this for the ball tournament that they have every year?
It was for a ball tournament. It wasn't the like Edson Long. It was a different one that we were going to. It was like the Broadcasters Ball Tournament. It was pretty greasy too. But yeah, I booked these hotel rooms, and I think they were like $39 a night or $49 a night, something like that. I was like, man, you guys, I got the best deal ever. Don't worry about bringing a tent. I wish I would have brought a tent to set up in the hotel room. That's how nasty it was. There was a knife in the roof. The window was smashed out.
Whoa. How does a cleaner not see a knife sticking out of the roof? There were no cleaners.
It didn't look like it. The window was smashed out, and they just had saran wrap on it. There was a kitchenette, but all of the knives had been used for blades, so they had the
They were smoked.
the burnt ends on them. So I'm like buttering my toast in the morning with this knife.
It's like got drugs on it.
Yeah, I'm like, how long ago was this used?
That's the best breakfast ever. I'm feeling great.
Doing the smell test on the knife. Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster. I think that tops my stories of hotel horror stories.
It's about damn time. We got a text from Gary that said, you guys need to play this song more. I'm dancing and welding. It's not going so good. I bet.
Hopefully you got your protective gear on. We're talking about accommodation horror stories. As we promised, we'll set you up somewhere when you come and party with us in Vegas that, these stories don't happen at. We're going to get you somewhere safe.
Yeah.
On the
exactly.
strip even.
So thanks to Swoop, be listening for the Play 107 Party Plane sound effect and be caller 7 and you'll be on the standby list to join us in Vegas.
So accommodation horror stories. You were
have
in
one.
Airbnb once on a stagette, right?
Yes. So we went into, I'm not joking, the middle of nowhere. And I've told the story once on our show before, and it's pretty petrifying. So there's a group of women, and we're camping. We're in this house in the middle of the woods. And the first night we get way too excited and drink way too much. And we all pass out in our beds at the end of the night to the point where none of us remembered nobody was the mom of the group. So nobody locked the door. So the door is just wide open when we wake up the next morning and we realize this. We're like, whoops, hopefully that doesn't happen again. But then we're all talking about how great our sleep was. And most of us were paired up in each room. But there was one girlfriend in particular who said, who was on the bunk bed above me in our room? And they were trying to do the math, adding up who slept where. And none of us were in that bed. And she said, because I heard whoever that was get up at 5 a.m. I felt the weight of a person getting off the bed, but then they never came back into the room. And we were like, that wasn't us. So someone was in our Airbnb in the middle of the forest on one of the empty beds. And still to this day, we cannot figure it out.
Do you think there's a chance it was a sleepwalker out in your group that passed out there for a bit and then was like, I should get to my own bed and forgot about it?
We were all so adamant. We were all so certain that, no, I slept in this bed.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
And she kept looking around the room being like, please, one of you just tell me which one of you was in that bed. And we were like, it wasn't us, Katie. None of us were in that bed. Super messed up. Also, the person that owned the Airbnb wouldn't let us go in the basement, so that was also kind of sketchy.
No, that's pretty normal, though.
Is it?
Yeah. Usually they'll, like, store their stuff there.
No, someone's down there.
No, there's not.
Someone's down there listening to us.
I was at an Airbnb this last weekend, and they had the garage blocked off, a couple of the, like, storage rooms blocked off, the basement blocked off. So I think that's pretty normal.
Okay.
There was nobody hiding in those spots. But there might have very well been a random dude who ended up sleeping in your space. What a deal for him, eh? Mm-hmm. Just free accommodations.
Just hanging out.
What's your hotel horror story?
So I used to work out in Hannah and Stettler, and I had the awesome experience of staying at the hotel that Nickelback used to play and jam at all the time before they ruined everyone else's lives in Canada.
They got new music out today, by the way.
They got big.
Somehow they got discovered. Anyway, so I stayed at this hotel. We were working some shutdowns out in the plants, and I checked into my room, and I walked in, and it was 2 queen beds side by side, and you could literally see spilled drinks and ashes and crack pipes and like all kinds of disgusting, nasty stuff all over the walls. I picked up the corner of the bed sheet. There was no sheets on the bed. It was so gross. I don't know how I ended up in this room, but the hotel tried to play it off like, oh, this isn't normal. We're not like this. And I was like, I don't know. I think you're lying. So I ended up going across the parking lot over to the Field store where everything was like 30 times more expensive because of the shutdown we were working. Bought a sleeping bag, rolled it out on top of another sheet, and laid there, and I couldn't sleep for like the whole 3 weeks that I was there. It was
3 weeks.
3 weeks of my life I'll never get back that I lost in Hannah.
That could be the name of a book.
What?
3 weeks that I'll never get back from when I was in Hannah. If you don't have plans tomorrow night, you should think about coming to the cabin. It's starting to get pretty packed, but there still are tickets available for my 40th birthday roast.
The Cabin Pub and Party is off Jasper Ave. The event starts at 7 p.m. and tickets are just $10, but all of the proceeds are going to charity, and it's the roast of Ryder. For his 40th birthday, I'll be emceeing. Jenna Winterburn will be getting up there to roast Ryder. Same with Grant Johnson, who used to do the morning show with us. And then we got some awesome Canadian comedians that will be taking the stage to headline.
I just watched some highlights of Sterling Scott, who's one of the headliners.
He's so energetic and fun.
Of his night last night, he did this is what it's like to be a comedian. So it goes from him writing to like him chilling.
Is this a video?
Yeah, he just did the story on his Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, cool.
And then it goes to show the room he was entertaining last night, and it's at the university and it's packed. And you can see people just absolutely killing themselves in the back.
So funny. So please grab yourself some tickets. Like we said, it's just $10, $2 fried chicken all night.
And all the money goes to charity as well.
All of it goes to charity. We're going to have prizes to give away, and some surprises are in store for Ryder as well, which I can't wait for. You're not going to want to miss out because this isn't going to be streamed anywhere.
No, we don't want that on the internet.
No, we really don't.
I don't know what you were doing in the 90s, but I am blown away to find out that you don't know how to braid hair.
I was the third daughter in the family.
So were your older sisters
they wanted nothing to do with me. Why
busy?
Why would I braid their hair when they had older, cooler friends that could do it? Mine was probably sloppy.
I kind of thought the youngest would be well trained in that because they'd be around others doing it a lot. They'd get their chance to try. Your sisters wanted nothing to do with you, huh?
Well, I would always destroy their Barbies because I would pretend to be a hairstylist and I would just cut off all the hair of my older sister's Barbies. So they definitely didn't trust me with their own hair.
They're a little hesitant around you. That's fair. Because somehow I learned how to braid hair, and I had 2 balding older brothers, so I don't know how.
Whose hair were you braiding?
Girls in class, maybe that I was trying to be friends with, and then they got friend zoned.
Yeah, they were just using you because it felt good. When someone's playing with your hair and you get that tickling sensation. Oh, sorry, you don't have hair. You don't know what that's like.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.